Hello and shalom to all our King David Circle friends in Canada. You're watching a special edition of Channel 2 News edited especially for you and brought to you by the Channel 2 News Company and JNF Canada. We selected the most important, interesting, and exciting stories for you, those that made the news here in Israel, and we wish you a pleasant viewing experience.
He's afraid. He knows how far I came to find him.
Right now, the movie The Revenant is the critics and crowd favorite among the films nominated for an Oscar. The film has been very successful in the box office and won many prizes at the Golden Globes.
The Golden Globe goes to Leonardo DiCaprio.
The Revenant.
The process behind the production of the film is an unbelievable Hollywood story in itself, as the director and producer indicated at the Golden Globes.
I want to thank first the hero of this film, which is Arnon Milchan, the financier and producer, who believed in this film bravely, didn't flinch 1 second when we struggled with tough decisions to make.
Arnon Milchan, there's no one in this industry that would stick with a film like this to its bitter end. You are the champion of this film.
It is generally customary to politely thank the film's producer, but these words were really extraordinary. Inarritu and DiCaprio made it known that the Israeli producer was the real hero of the film, the movie that no one thought would be executed.
הייתה איזה שמועות היו כל מהבוקר עד הערב, שהפסקנו את הצילומים, שאנחנו פשטנו את הרגל, שאנחנו God knows what.
The Revenant is the story of a fur hunter in the beginning of the 19th century who is injured and abandoned by his team. The movie is the survival story of the protagonist, the vendetta against the harsh North American winter.
Yeah, this was certainly the toughest film I've ever been a part of. I moved there for 9 months in sub-zero temperatures in Calgary, real locations, far-off locations.
Inarritu, the director, insisted on filming the movie outdoors with natural light only, without using artificial lighting. Nowadays, when everything in Hollywood is made with special effects, no one works like this anymore, but Milchan believed in his director.
אחרי 150 סרטים, הרגשתי שאנחנו עושים משהו שישאר לדורות.
This is where the trouble began. In order to film in natural light outdoors, the crew had to wait each day until the sun was in the right spot.
We rehearsed all day long, and then we had this hour and a half where we had to capture everything in natural light.
Filming and production lasted longer than expected, but in the end, last February, global warming got involved. In middle of the filming in Canada, the snow began to melt.
פעם ראשונה במאה שלא היה שלג בקלגרי. פתאום נתקענו בלי שלג.
Many producers would have cut down the filming in order to cover losses, but Milchan was not deterred.
אמרתי, אוקיי, בואו ניסע לניו זילנד לחפש, כי שם בטוח יש שלג.
It is difficult to explain how rare this is. To begin the production from anew on the other side of the globe, hundreds of crew members moved to New Zealand, but the weather there was volatile.
וביום שהיינו צריכים להתחיל להצטלם, הפסיק השלג. ואז התחלנו לחפש עוד פעם שלג. והגענו בסופו של דבר לארגנטינה, ושם מצאנו סוף סוף שלג, מיהרנו לצלם.
Filming lasted 9 long months. The budget was originally planned at $65 million, but turned into $135 million, most from Milchan's own pocket. The film was completed 2 months ago, and the critics loved it, but in Hollywood they were sure it was too artsy and wouldn't go over well with audiences.
אנחנו התכוננו להפסדי ענק בסרט הזה, ופתאום משהו קרה, סליחה, משהו מצלצל לי כאן. רגע, אני יכול לעצור את זה? זה ג'ון קרי.
Yes, in middle of his interview, Milchan received a phone call from the American Secretary of State.
Hey, John. How are you? John, can I call you in 5 minutes or?
Unfortunately, the conversation was out of our hearing range. Maybe Milchan, who was close with the American government and the Israeli government, was asked to mediate between the government and Netanyahu regarding the crisis with the ambassador Shapiro the other day.
אוקיי, ביי.
Milchan returns to the interview and tells us about the film, which against all odds rose to the top of the box office and even topped Star Wars and received 12 Oscar nominations.
The Revenant, Arnon Milchan.
Milchan is up for an Oscar against himself this year.
You have any idea what you just did? You just bet against the American economy.
Another movie that he produced, The Big Short, is also up for the big prize. Altogether, Milchan's movies have 17 nominations.
12 Years a Slave.
2 years ago, Milchan produced 12 Years a Slave, which won an Oscar. He went on stage with the winning crew.
Birdman.
Last year, he produced Birdman, which won an Oscar, and here he stood on the sidelines as well. But this time, he is the main producer, the one who will give the speech in the chance that he will receive his third win.
הנאום יהיה מוקדש אם במידה ונזכה לשלום. הדגשה של הישראליות שלי.
Just like the bear in the blood-chilling scene, Milchan's film is currently beating all its opponents. Until the Oscar, he reminds us, we still have 5 weeks to go, and in Hollywood, as we know, everything can change.
It's not just his skill. He's not afraid to throw his body around. He's not afraid to take a hit to make a play.
He's one of those guys that, for me, is just a franchise player. He's an impact player right now at 16.
The professionals who watch David Levine playing ice hockey have a difficult time believing that until 4 years ago, the only ice he knew was in his drink. Now, he is a star in the making.
I need to make my dream come true. כשרק נכנסתי לחדר הלבשה, כולם שאלו אותי מאיפה אני ומה אני, ואז אמרתי להם מאיפה אני וראיתי את הפרצוף שלהם, אין לך מה לעשות פה, כאילו, למה באת לפה, ואז אחרי האימון זה היה בכלל שונה. אחרי שנכנסנו לחדר הלבשה, אחרי האימון, כולם היו בטוחים בי.
As a roller hockey player since the age of 9, he stood out and won over older kids. He played ice hockey on his PlayStation and knew exactly what he was aspiring to.
אבא ראה את הליגה הכי גדולה בעולם בטלוויזיה, ואני באתי לשם ושאלתי אותו, מה אתה מסתכל? הוא אמר לי, זה הליגה הכי טובה בעולם, ואז אמרתי לו, זה לאן שאני רוצה להגיע.
At 12 years old, he decided that the next necessary step in order to promote his career would be to move to Canada with relatives and attempt to get into school on a hockey scholarship. After repeat refusals from his parents, at age 13, they finally gave in.
I came to my dad and told him, I'm a man now. I think I can do it, and I want to make my dream come true. So he said, okay, no problem. And we had a meeting with me, mom, and dad. It was really hard for my mom.
קיבלתי מאוד קשה, ואפילו היה קשה להיכנס לחדר שלו שהוא עזב את הארץ.
ההחלטה היה מאוד קשה עבור הורים, אבל אני חושב שזה נכון, איך הוא מתקדם שם, ולא רק הוקי, להרבה דברים.
He too did not dream that the move would go so well. He was chosen first in a draft by the OHL League in Canada, a league until age 20, which is considered to foster the best players in the world into the big leagues.
David arrived in Canada unable to speak English. He learned the language and he's learned the game. In 3 short years, a truly amazing story, and he's adding a new chapter to his book.
Really exciting. It's really a big moment for me, and especially for my family. I was working really hard to get to this point here.
In the US, he also receives a lot of media attention. There were articles written about him in the New York Times and appeared on television.
A story made for Hollywood, and in this case, it writes itself. David Levin, at age 12, had only skated a handful of times.
Lately, David has been working on becoming a Canadian citizen and even played on the Canadian team until age 17. In the background, he's concerned about his draft into the IDF. By law, outstanding athletes can exchange their IDF service for national service as Israeli ambassadors abroad. When it comes to the minor leagues, and because David represents Canada and not Israel, he is concerned that the Ministry of Sport and the IDF will not allow him to continue playing. In this case, the outcome is either drafting into the army and hurting his career, or staying in Canada and avoiding coming to Israel so not to be arrested.
אני ממש מקווה שעם ישראל וצה"ל ילכו לקראתי ויביאו לי להגשים את החלום שלי ושהכל יהיה בסדר ושאני יראה לכולם מה זה עם ישראל.
Knesset member Yoel Razvazov approached Miri Regev, the Minister of Sport, with a request to find a solution for David's problem.
זה מקרה ייחודי של ספורטאי, מעבר למצטיין, ספורטאי עילוי, ספורטאי כן רוצה לשרת את מדינת ישראל, אבל בגלל הקריירה לא יכול, ובעקבות זאת הוא לא יוכל לבוא לכאן לבקר את הוריו.
David does not hide his intentions of staying in North America to become a professional hockey player and to move his family to live with him there. In the meantime, while his first draft has not yet been sent, he is focused on continuing the path to realizing his dream, from the roller hockey field in a small town in Israel to the big hockey rinks in America.
I'm thinking about my family and obviously to move my family here.
But first, let me take a selfie.
Uploading a selfie to social media has become an art form by now. It is not enough to hold your smartphone at the correct angle or to photograph yourself in good lighting. Now, you also need an app that will edit the photo.
אז בעזרת פייסטיון כל אחד לוקח את האייפד, עושה סלפי ומתקן את כל החדשקונים והדברים שאנחנו לא רוצים שיראו בתמונות שלנו.
זה קצת הולך קצת מעבר לחדשקונים, אבל כן, לקחת את הפורטרטים שלהם ולעשות מהם משהו שנראה קצת יותר טוב ממה שהמצלמה הרגילה של סמארטפון מאפשרת. לעבור כאן פשוט עם האצבע, וכמו שאתה רואה, ככל שאנחנו עוברים יותר, השיניים נהיות יותר לבנות. בשלב הבא אני רוצה קצת לבוא ולהחליק את האור כדי להוריד כל מיני פגמים, אז שוב, זה מאוד פשוט, אני עובר פשוט עם היד.
Singer Katy Perry and reality star Kim Kardashian are just some of the famous people who use the app, which is a product of Israel.
אז סטארט-אפ לא חייב להיות באמצע רוטשילד בתל אביב, גם המעונות של האוניברסיטה העברית בירושלים מספיק טוב.
ממש כן, אנחנו מרגישים מחוברים לירושלים.
There are 40 employees in the Jerusalem office, among them the founders, 5 doctorate students studying computer sciences in Hebrew University.
ב-2012 ראינו שאינסטגרם נהיית רשת חברתית שכולם אוהבים, מעלים לשם המון תמונות, אבל רמת התמונות הייתה לא מאוד גבוהה.
The young doctorate students understood that there was a discrepancy between the existing technology for photo editing and what is available to us, smartphone and tablet users. Therefore, they founded Lightrix, which has developed 2 apps so far.
תחייך או שאל תחייך, גם את זה אנחנו נוכל לתקן. עכשיו אנחנו ננסה לקחת ולעשות את החיוך קצת יותר רחב.
עוד יותר.
The first is Facetune, which helps us to fix our selfies. The second is OnLight, a sort of much simpler Photoshop.
לקחת תמונה ולהעלות אותה לדרגה של אומנות. אז בוא נראה לך רק פיצ'ר אחד שיש לנו בתוך האפליקציה.
Contrary to what we have become accustomed to, the 2 apps cost $4 each, a price which does not deter its millions of users all around the world, which brought into the company a profit of $10 million in the past year.
שתי האפליקציות היו במקום הראשון ב-128 מדינות בעולם. ארצות הברית, אנגליה, גרמניה, צרפת, כל המדינות הגדולות, האמת שהיא מאוד פופולרית גם בערב הסעודית.
Additionally, the crew from Givat Ram received $10 million from the Israel Carmel Foundation and have already managed to refuse an offer to buy the company for $150 million, with the belief that the apps that they have created will be worth millions of dollars one day. The Minister of Finance does not have much free time, but when a play called Mr. Minister of Finance is put on, it is impossible for him to miss. Before the play began, Kachlon met with Yoram Gaon, the actor who played the Minister of Finance.
את המשק קדימה. אני מאוד שמח שבאת. אני מקווה להיות שמח גם בסוף ההצגה.
יורם, אתה כבר יודע מה קורה בסוף ההצגה, הוא ייהנה?
לא. אמרו לי, צוחקים באולם ובוכים בבית.
There is indeed a reason to cry. The Minister of Finance is portrayed in the play as an extremely corrupt man.
תגיד לי, אתה מכיר גברת בשם לילי?
In order to accumulate assets and go unnoticed, the minister himself has invented a sister in the population registry, all registered in her name.
קונים אצלנו דירה, אתה יודע, אין באמת דירה, זה רק על הנייר, אתה מבין? אז ככה גם אחותי, היא לא, זאת אומרת, היא רק על הנייר.
The play also parodies the current government, but even before the actors took the stage, the creators were quick to clarify that there is no connection to Moshe Kachlon.
יש אנשים שנמצאים באולם בזמן ההצגה, ולא נוח לי עם היותם באולם. היום מאוד מאוד נוח לי.
הקהל מאוד מאוד מזדהה עם ההצגה הזאת, והרבה פעמים יש להם תחושה שהם רואים ריאליטי. שהם יושבים ואומרים, וואי, זה באמת ככה.
אבל לא, הריאליטי שלו של הארץ.
But at the end of the show, the audience cannot help but compare.
חשבתי אז, אבל תתארו לך שהייתי צריך עכשיו למצוא אחות, או להעלים אחות, אז לאה שתהיה בריאה, נגיד העלמתי, העלמתי, אורי, יעקב, עמוס,
אבל אתה
עוזי.
איזה מסר אתה רוצה שהוא ושאר הקהל שהגיע לכאן ילך הביתה?
לא, רציתי שזה יצחיק אותו, והוא צחק. ככה הוא אמר שזה יצחיק אותו. זאת קומדיה.
Maybe with the minister present it is unpleasant, but judge for yourself if there is no criticism of government corruption.
לאורך הקריירה שלי אני עזרתי לכל כך הרבה אנשים טובים, אנשים יקרים. עזרתי במכרזים, עזרתי להם בעמותות, והם היו אסירי תודה, אז הם עזרו לי בחזרה.
אבל אדוני, אתה חייב לעזור לי לעזור לך.
אתה מקליט אותי עכשיו, אתה מקליט אותי. כולם מקליטים את כולם היום.
Now we have to say spoiler caution. At the end of the show, the corrupt minister suddenly finds himself prime minister.
אני אוהב תפוחי, מתחייב בזאת לשמור אמונים למדינת ישראל, למלא באמונה את תפקידי כראש ממשלת ישראל.
זה סוף מעולה.
אבל אתה צריך לעבור את כל התהליך בשביל להיות ראש ממשלה.
כן, לא. אז קודם כל אני פטור מהתהליך, אני לא רוצה להיות ראש ממשלה. אז כבר השתחררתי.
Thank you for staying with us in this special edition of Channel 2 News for JNF Canada's King David Circle. For more articles and live updates, you are welcome to go to our websites, Mako or Reshet. We will meet again next time. Until then, all the best. Shalom and goodbye.